This time on Mike Noble Digging. You saw the videos where the Backcountry Diggers discovered the Hollingsworth Mill, and you heard about the large army that camped out there for a time. And you also heard where a good portion of the army marched to. Well, today, the Backcountry Diggers get to hunt that battleground. And Mike has a very painful run-in with the local inhabitants. So stay tuned for this new amazing permission. Today, the Backcountry Diggers get to hunt the possible site of the Great Battle of Canebrake. What's significant about that is many of the patriots who camped at the Hollingsworth Mill the Backcountry Diggers discovered earlier this year marched to this location to capture Patrick Cunningham and his Tories. Enjoying your breakfast?
Yes, I am. It's a good breakfast.
Very good. Bojangles. Now, Chet and I are the first ones here. We're actually in this area, is a pretty well-known place called the historic Hopkins Farm. This is one of two possible locations that the Great Battle of Canebrake took place on.
That's right.
We're hoping to prove this is it. Get another one under Backcountry Diggers' belt.
Yeah, be nice.
It would be nice if we find the right amount of finds and relics, the right ones, and enough of them. Yeah, it's going to be tricky because we got. It sounds like in one area we got a lot of river sediment we have to fight against. So, but we are waiting for the rest of the guys. They will probably be a little bit longer. And also we are waiting for our historian that has helped us on getting this permission and has helped us in a few other places we've hunted. Durant Ashmore.
That's right.
Bojangles. Well, hey, Bill. I'm doing good. How are you? All right. We got some more members of the group. We got Tracy here. We got Gene here. How you doing, Gene? Lucky Gene, they call him. We got Tom way over there. He's being antisocial right now. And all we're waiting on is Durant Ashmore right now. Hey, Durant.
Howdy.
How you doing, buddy? Nice to see you again.
Good to see you. Good to see you.
Hey,
Hey man. Hey,
this is Lomax.
Nice to meet you, Lomax.
How you doing?
Howdy.
We are off. This is going to be a tailgate ride. Whoa! Here we go. To get to this location, it's going to take four-wheel drive. Between all of us, we only have two four-wheel drive vehicles, so that means that some of us have to ride tailgates. Fortunate for me, I get a whole tailgate to myself, but a couple of guys have to double up on their tailgates, so it is what it is. Anything for the hunt, right?
Let you go, just let me, I'll just get over here.
And these pine trees.
In the Hopkins family bought this property in 1834, and
they always knew that this was the site of the great Battle of the Great Canebrake. They didn't know exactly where it was, but family lore, family tradition says that this was the site of the Great Canebrake. So in 1876, in honor of the founding of America, the 100-year anniversary, the centennial of America, the Hopkins family planted a grove of pecan trees here. At least 35 pecan trees planted in a double line, and they refer to this as Patriots Grove. And these pecan trees you see behind me, there's 17 of them still standing. They're 144 years old. So this Patriots Grove serves as a testament to the bravery and fortitude of the Patriot soldiers who fought here in the Battle of the Great Canebrake to establish freedom in our country.
Very cool.
I don't know if you noticed small saplings planted through. Now, those are pecan trees for the next 100 years. There were initially at least 35 pecans planted here in an alley. 17 remain. When these trees do go, we have planted another double row on the outside of those trees that 100 years from now hopefully will be as grand as these trees we're seeing here. So here we are at Patriots Grove on the Hopkins farm. The Hopkins have owned this property since 1834, and they have been stewards of this property. We don't know where the exact site of the Battle of the Great Canebrake was. It was definitely very close to this spot, if not exactly on this spot. What we do know is that in 1775, Captain Patrick Cunningham was encamped here in what was then a canebrake. What you see here is an open field now was thickly covered in reedy river cane. That was a defensive place where the Cherokees had gone for thousands of years when they wanted to be in a safe place. The middle of the canebrake was very safe because you could not sneak up on anybody in a canebrake. The rustling leaves made just entirely too much noise. It was very thick. So Patrick Cunningham knew that when he captured a shipment of shot and powder that was intended for the Cherokees. He wanted to use it for the Tory purposes. He went to the most secluded area that he could think of, which was right here in the middle of the canebrake. And this was in December of 1775, and it was very cold. He had 200 men encamped right here with a ton of shot and 2 tons of powder. Well, the Patriots knew that Cunningham had stolen that shot and powder, and they sent out a force after him to, retake those munitions. They got word that he was camped here at Canebrake. At that time, Richard Richardson and 4,000 militiamen were encamped at Hollingsworth Mill in Lawrence County, a day's ride from here. Well, when Richardson got that word, he sent a flying column this way with 1,300 men under Major Danger Thompson. They traveled overnight until they got to this area of the canebrake. Now, it was so cold then that Patrick Cunningham's men were burning fires. They were burning the cane. And one thing, when cane burns, it pops like rifle fire. So Thompson's men could hear those campfires burning and the cane popping. So they knew where Cunningham and his men were. So they surrounded the camp. They surrounded it at dawn. With these surrounding hills, this is where Thompson's men tried to encircle Cunningham's camp. all the way around. And they had almost completed the encirclement when they were discovered and shots rang out. And all of a sudden, Patrick Cunningham, who was sleeping in his tent, heard the shots being fired. He jumped out of his tent, he looked around, he saw that he was surrounded, and he hollered, "Every man shift for yourself." And he jumped on a bareback horse, and some say he was bareback himself, didn't have his breeches on, and he skedaddled upriver, up the Reedy River, into the wilds of Cherokee territory. And 70 of his men escaped with him as well, but 130 were captured. This is December 22nd, 1775. Suddenly there's 130 prisoners here. Very cold in the morning. Prisoners had their hands tied behind their back, and the plan was to march them down to Charleston, which is a 2-week march. Well, as soon as the prisoners were gathered, it started snowing. And it started snowing like we've hardly seen snow in the backcountry since. As much as 30 inches of snow fell on that day. And this is why this is called the Snow Campaign. So Thompson and his men marched the prisoners to Hollingsworth Mill, and then from there on down to Charleston. That was a 2-week journey. Ill-prepared men. Many of these people on both sides did not even have shoes. Shoes were a rare commodity back then. Bloody footprints in the snow. So that is the battle action that occurred here at the Battle of the Canebrake. One thing about that relatively insignificant event, with few casualties on either side. There were a few Tories killed. One lieutenant from North Carolina was shot in the shoulder on the Patriot side. He was Lieutenant Polk. He was the grandfather of James K. Polk, future president of the United States. Patrick Cunningham we've talked about. James Lindley was here. James Lindley was captured here. James Lindley was the owner of Fort Lindley, but his fort was taken over by the Patriot side. He was here. David Fanning was here on the Tory side. David Fanning was the bravest, strongest, most fierce fighter that the backcountry of South Carolina ever produced, but he was a Tory. And he had quite a history here in the backcountry of South Carolina. But then he kind of got run out of this area. He went to North Carolina, where he was the most wanted man in North Carolina. He raised a 900-man regiment that fought battle after battle, captured the governor of North Carolina and marched him down to the British in Wilmington. But there were numerous famous people from the that fought on both sides here at the Battle of Canebrake. Thomas Sumter was an adjutant to Richard Richardson. We don't know if he participated here exactly. Andrews Hickens was in the Snow Campaign. We don't know if he was here in particular. Major Danger Thompson had a very distinguished role. He defended Fort Moultrie 6 months after this occurred, and then he participated in the First Cherokee War a month after that. So many of the leaders that were future, important military figures were involved right here in the Battle of Canebrake, including Lieutenant Richard Wynn, who bought this property in 1784. He bought a 1 square mile, 640-acre tract that was the Great Canebrake. We know that this particular spot was part of that 640-acre tract, but we don't know in particular if this battle occurred on this side of the river, on that side of the river, exactly where it was. One thing that is sure, to a certain extent, it was a running gun battle. So it was part of all of that 640 acres, shooting back and forth, especially with the escape of Patrick Cunningham and David Fanning into the wilds of Cherokee territory.
Wow.
So that's what happened here. Maybe.
This is amazing. I mean, I found shotgun head stamps. Actually, I found shotgun shells with the plastic on, you know, recent stuff. Beer cans kind of thing. But it's amazing we're in this location. I mean, I never would have thought I'd be hunting in a battlefield, a colonial battlefield. But here we are. Absolutely amazing. And what is fantastic to me is there is that connection between Hollingsworth Mill that the Backcountry Diggers discovered in February and the Battle of Great Canebrake. The men from the mill marched up here to take on Patrick Cunningham, to surround him and capture him. And well, they didn't get him, but they did get his men, and they got their shot and powder back. So this is a phenomenal thing to me. It truly is. Tracy and Bill over there. Tracy just hollered that he has a rock wall, and he sure does. It's right there where they are. Comes right down through here. You can see the rocks here. It actually is right there in the slope. Goes down about 6 or 7 feet, and it continues on right through there. That is part of the old road, or a old road. We believe it's colonial. We have no idea if this road has any significance to the battle, but it is definitely worth checking out. So we're going to be swinging around here for a little bit. I got a surface find. It's kind of sad, but check it out. Right there, that is a turtle shell, but look at the size of that. That is a baby box turtle. Just a little guy. He didn't make it very far, did he?
What is it?
Baby box turtle shell.
I just found a box turtle down there.
You found a live one? Yeah. Yeah, mine wasn't so lucky. I think I found something that might be period, and it might be significant. That's always good. But I don't know what to make of it. But I want you to check it out. Right there. It's still wet. I just brushed it off and took some water to it, but I believe it's got some weight to it. I believe that is rolled up lead. I do believe that's what that is. I find it very interesting. And I dug it out of this old road bed right here. There's a bank going up there, and there's a bank coming down here. This was an old road coming right out through there, and I dug that right in the middle. Well, all these years I knew at some point this was going to happen. I found a crown nest of bees. My body's on fire right now. Yeah, my hands. I think I got away from them. My hands, my torso. Now I'm just jumpy. I mean, I don't know what this was. It was something small, but I'm on fire. It looked like a small, dark version of a honeybee, but wow. Yeah. So I have debris scattered from here to there. There's my detector. From this way, you see my shovel right there. I went all the way down, and here's my bag. So now I have to retrieve all that. I did not feel good. I did not feel good. There is my thumb. Right there was the first sting. You can see that mark. There's one on my side. And it's all around my torso, my hips, my legs. Yeah. Got one on my knee. Alright, I'm gonna try to retrieve my stuff now. I'm gonna give it a shot. They were mad. What'd you find, Tom?
Oh yeah.
Hoodoo.
Hoodoo?
Not so hoodoo.
How about you guys?
Hoodoo.
Hoodoo? You do too? Hoodoo?
No.
Tracy?
Couple modern bullets.
Some modern bullets, shotgun head stamps. I know you found some of those. I found some of those. We really haven't found anything yet. This is going to be a hard place to hit, and it has been so far. But Bill found something interesting. Had us going for a while. We weren't sure what to make of it. Big old bullet. Tracy found one just like it.
Mine's in better shape.
Okay, yours is in better shape. Okay, fine. Well, Chet ID'd that for us. That is a modern muzzleloader bullet. So, thank you, Chet.
You're welcome.
Alright, there's the river. I'm right along it. And I'm up here on somewhat high ground. It goes down from there. And I'm still digging. Well, there's a beer can with a, I don't know, bush? Beer can. Probably 12, 13 inches down. And all this sediment, all this stuff is washed up. All this dirt is washed up from that river, because that river overflows its banks on a regular basis. So all these signals are way down there. We are getting up these beer cans though. We've all dug those. But it seems to be relatively quiet of any other signals. A few modern bullets, lots of cans. A few nails have come out of here. This is actually considerably more difficult than I think any of us thought it would be. We're still plugging away at it here, but so far it's just like digging a park, only you have to dig way down for everything. You gotta dig deep for your cans and pull tabs and what have you. And it really is, it's like digging a park around here. Somebody's been drinking a lot of hooch out here. It'll be nice if we can come up with something that is period. That'll be great. So here we go again. Quite a deep hole. Lots of very loose, easy to dig sediment. And we got a meat can. Yep. Way down there. You can see I was even bringing up some different dirt too, but some more can slaw. What do you got there? Turtle shell?
A tortoise.
A tortoise. Box turtle shell, buddy. You guys having any luck? Let me guess. All high tones and it's all aluminum or some such thing, right? Yep. It's the way it's coming across here too. Now I am not certain, but I believe this to be some of the cane that the Canebrake got its name from.
Right in there.
So I am pretty sure that's what that is. So this stuff is what Patrick Cunningham and his men were hiding in. There's not too much of it left around here. There are little patches like this, but it's still here. It's still here. You guys dig your share of cans?
Yeah.
You about to call it?
Yeah.
I hate that. I hate that. We just can't get down to where that colonial stuff's supposed to be. We can't even find anything past 1950.
Well, the weeds are working against us,
They certainly are.
and the humidity's working against us.
It is.
And those weeds, they'll trip you up out there.
Yeah. Yeah, I about went down a couple times.
They'll wrap around your feet.
Yep. I think this is probably a hunt for spring or winter.
Dead winter.
Yeah, probably. Like around January or February, sometime around there. All this stuff will be died down. It'll be easier to swing in here. This is crazy. Isn't it?
It was nice to come see Patriots Grove, though.
It was. And that's just right there. Each one of those trees is 144 years old. Pecan trees. That's pretty cool. Planted at the centennial of the Great Battle of Canebrake. You guys ready?
Yeah.
Alright. Y'all ready? Ah, you're going too, huh? Alright. Alright. I'm ready too. Gonna sit beside Gene. Little lucky Gene. How lucky did you get today? Not very lucky? Not as lucky as me, huh? No, actually you were luckier than me. You didn't get stung.
I had one under me. Beat at him with my hat for about 5 minutes.
If you'd like to learn more about the Great Battle of Canebrake, I've placed a couple links below, including an American Military History podcast. I think you will enjoy that. And thank you for watching my videos. I hope you enjoy them. If so, I just ask that you would subscribe and give me a thumbs up once in a while. Thank you very much.